Welcome back, Stealth Digger Nation. Hope you're all having a good Thursday. And today what we're going to do is we're going to finish up that welding on the lower control arm mount, passenger side. We're going to bolt the control arm back on along with that support bracket, as well as change the strut on that side. That's going to be our goal for today. All right, let's check it out.
That is amazing. All right, we're on our way. Nice. Sweet. This, my friends, one reality.
Just to show you that I did indeed finish welding that bottom plate on there. That's about all we're gonna get out of this pup. She's all welded up, so we're gonna slap a little paint on it just to protect it. That should at least reinforce that piece so it survives many more years. All right, some Ace direct to metal, prevent some rust. So we're gonna spray this stuff on here. Kind of make it black, make it a little bit less descript. Boom. All right, painted. All right, our paint's dry, so we're gonna bolt on all our stuff again and get this steering knuckle attached. Then the next step will be to remove this strut, and that's what we want to accomplish today. Pretty short series of tasks, but chugging forward. Here's our new control arm. We just want to be careful that there are a couple parts in the bottom here. There's a castle nut for the lower ball joint. And there's also a cotter pin for it. So we'll snag those right quick, set them off right here. And then here are our pre-assembled control arm. New bushing here, new lower ball joint. Unfortunately not greasable, but it is replaceable. So if it does go bad, we can get rid of it and get a new one in. This goes on here. So what I'm gonna do, here's our two bolts. I'm gonna pop this off. And just for the sake of doing it, I'm gonna take some Never Seas and rub some Never Seas on the shaft here. Should help keep moisture out of this bushing and allow it to pivot easier. Goes something like this. Like so. Washer, nut. Okay, we got a 27, that's what this is. Okay, if I did this right, I should be able to stick the new bolt in right here. Like so. And then get the old bolt, which is still in good shape, in right here. And then we'll start dry fitting all our other bolts and stuff. All right, what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna take my ratchet extension bolt, and this is my alignment drift. I'm gonna stick this in a hole, and that way I can manipulate this plate, kind of work it into the direction I need it to be. Right, now that's not lined up. By doing this, it makes it a lot easier to get everything into place so that nothing strips. Last thing you want is, this late in the game, just strip a bolt, and then you've got to take all this apart again and start drilling and tapping. It's a nightmare. So that one's in. I'm gonna take another one here. This one, because there's two bolts in, should be indexed enough to thread in. Yep. So that's going in nice. This bushing is indeed flat the way it needs to be. We have our strap right here, our big bushing strap. One bolt, it does indeed go into this little sub-frame bracket right here. Get one side started, like that. Now, this one's a challenge to get in nice. So I'm gonna show you a solution that I've got for this. All right, so I got this big jack here. This is great for doing stuff on the lift. So what I can do is I can position this in a manner that will still allow me to tighten the bolts, but press this thing into place enough that it's takes the pressure off the bolts, so I'm not gonna risk at all stripping the threads here. See what I mean? Because this piece has to be forced onto that bushing a little bit. So this bolt's in good alignment here. It's going in pretty nice. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so let's tighten up all our bolts. Okay, everything on the controller is bolted up except for this castellated nut. So we'll do that now. So on this thing, I'm not sure if you can see that, but you gotta line up this, the final tightness, with the hole that goes through the middle. And that's what this little cotter pin is for. It slides right through here, boop. And then you fold the pin so that the nut can't loosen up and back out. So there's the pin, and all you gotta do is you grab one side, and you fold it off one way, and you grab the other side, and you fold it off the other way. Hey, you can kind of see some of our fresh parts here, brand spanking new, our repainted damaged control arm mount. Now, here's the thing here, guys. I'm gonna cheat because I mean, look at these lines. There's no way I can reuse these brake lines. It's impossible. If I fixed one, I'd blow another one and another one and another one and never be able to drive. As part of that, I'm gonna replace these old hoses. You know they're not gonna be any good, so why try and reuse them? With that, I'm gonna cheat. So these struts are a style that this bracket, which is honestly stupidly welded to the strut. So I'm gonna slice the brackets, just fold the hoses off to the side because I'm going to replace them anyway. And look, if I push this, that hose is cut. See that? That's why you never wanna, I mean, you gotta check this kind of stuff because what happens is this is already broken. One layer of strength is compromised. It'll balloon out and blow on you. So let's get this apart. All right, we're getting desperate. This thing won't come off. There's our chisel bit. Put that in there. Okay. Cool. She's out. All right. The bottom strut, or the strut is disconnected on the bottom from the steering knuckle. Let's undo the top. All right, top of the strut. Boop, that one, and that one. Those are the three. And then that piggy wiggy is out of there. I think it's right at the end there, so I think I can just take this nut off by hand now. I push up on the strut, and there she is. One very rusty shot strut. This is not the one that had the broken spring, that's on the other side. But that's why we're changing these, because one of them did have a broken spring. So let's get the new strut in there. Now these replacements are called quick struts, essentially. They're strut assemblies. The strut is this gas charged tube in the middle. Then you have this coil spring, and then you have this strut mount, which did end up coming with new nuts. They're a lot cheaper to buy them assembled than they are to piecemeal them together and then assemble them. So I highly encourage you, you buy them put together. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these nuts on here by hand the best I can. All right, those are bolted in now. On to putting some bolts in these things. All I'm doing right now is I'm sticking some grade 5 bolts in this just to keep it assembled. I'm not gonna drive it like this. You know, that's not a smart way to go. But I need to get new actual bolts for this thing because the actual bolts are how you do the alignment on this. So I'm just kind of sticking these little guys in here for the moment. Okay, let's just do a quick look around here. And there's our new strut. Yes, I know, like I said, those bolts are not the right ones. I'll get the right ones after. There's our repair area with our new control arm all bolted in. The only thing that's missing out of this picture, outside of those alignment bolts, are the sway bar and the links. So we'll put that in once we get the other side assembled. Well, all right, that concludes this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next week. I can't assemble the other side until I make the fuel and brake lines, so I'm thinking that's probably the direction I should be going. At least the primary front to rear lines for both fuel and brake, I can make those without actually replacing the pads and rotors and drums and all that, which I'm going to do anyway. But the reality is, you know, you want to get something done. So I want to finish the front suspension before I go fiddling around with the brakes. So I think that's what we'll try and accomplish next week. And until then, stay stealthy, my friends. Have a great day.